To get this board exactly level and to be of use, it needs to be level and straight up and down. I wish I would have done a hole cut number 4 on this, hoping to get the header installed. I'm just using a pre-existing hole. I'm using one of these kind of bolts. So it's already got a wing nut attached. On the other side, I have another wing nut. I'm just going through this hole that's already in the van. So the bolt is going through. So then what I did is I took a angle iron piece like this. Since I'm mounting to the inner hole, I had to actually drill it out a little bit bigger. And I've already attached it to this funny looking 1/2-inch plywood. The bolt comes here and attaches through the bottom of the seat. This is how I'm figuring out where the upright or how the upright's going to be for my van. What I did is I took a pencil and I made myself a mark like that. I also, as you can see, this handle is kind of in our way. To get this board exactly level and to be of use, it needs to be level and straight up and down. I need to really be on the other side of the handle. So what I did, I just turned the front of my board, I don't know if you can see that, and I just traced around the handle. So now what I have is this. I have that curve for the top, and then I'm gonna use this as my starting point for my handle. I'm gonna cut these out with a jigsaw. Close. I need to do some more trimming for this handle to get behind it. So I'm just gonna make this a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. This is take 2 on the jigsaw. Okay, I got it cut. Take 2. Take 3. Alright, I trimmed it more. Oh, we're so close. A little problem area. Right there. Just trial and error. A little bit at a time. Especially when you're trying to do a custom fit piece. I'm going to keep plugging away. This is cut number 4 on this. Alright, what I'm doing is, it's a dry fit right now. I'm going to cut away a little bit so that you can still access this handle. Cut a little bit here so I lose this gap here, so it'll be a little bit closer. And then once I get this in a good spot, I'm going to model this for the other side and make a second one. And then I'll work on the bottom pieces, which will come off of that angle iron. And then I'll have another piece that'll be like this, and they'll kind of connect together. So there'll be a connection point down here to the actual van, to the seat. And then I'm gonna do like probably U-bolts or zip ties right there. So yeah, it's coming together. What's up? Welcome back. Today I'm working on the uprights and hoping to get the header installed, and that's going to be the piece that the curtain rod's going to attach to, that will separate the front of the cab, the passenger and driver's seat, from the cargo space. So I'm just going to flip the camera around, show you all how I am attaching this to make sure that it's going to be secure. Okay, so on this step, what I'm doing is I'm attaching the angle iron to this is the piece that will attach to the seat. So what I did is, while I had it in place, is I marked with a pencil inside these holes here, and it gave me 2 marks of where I want to drill pilot holes. So then I'm just going to come in, drill a pilot hole, attach my angle iron here, and it's actually going to be like this. And then I'm gonna have another piece of wood coming in here. So this is the piece. I notched it so that it would be a better fit underneath there and not interfere with the seat. And then on this side, I have the angle iron coming off the opposite way so that I can come in with this piece. So this is the piece installed. You can see, because there's a little bump that comes up, and I needed this back here to be a little bit lower, so I just notched the front. I'm gonna have another piece, and it's going to connect these 2. That's going to be what secures it on the bottom. And then this piece is attached right here. And all of this is holding this piece. All right, so I have the left side in. I did a little notch so you can still access the door open switch I wish I would have done a hole on this one, like in the middle, because I could have left a lot of this. But this one is in, it's secure. That is how it's going to be. The seat can still tilt back. On this side, same deal. On this side, I did do a hole to access the door opener. But just to give you an idea, so this piece goes up there and fills that gap. And then on this piece, I will be able to mount a curtain rod, have blackout curtain that's going to separate passenger vehicle from cargo vehicle, so people won't know stealth cam. So yeah, this is kind of where I'm at. I'm at a stopping point. I'm losing light. What's up? I'm going to show you all progress on the uprights and getting the header installed so I can get my blackout curtain. What I ended up doing at the top is I just did a simple hole and zip tie for right now. Eventually I might come up with something that's more decorative. Went ahead and made this bigger today. And then what I ended up doing down here is I got these pretty looking bolts here. And on the other side I ended up using T-nuts. So those are T-nuts and they are mounted into this piece of wood. And that's what these screws screw in. I wanted something that I could screw in and screw out. I didn't want to have to keep reaching underneath the seat to undo the wing nut. So now I have two ways of taking this out. I can either reach under the seat, do the wing nut, or I can undo these. So now this is nice and in there, and I'm going to work on the other side. As you can see, it's temporarily in there. But I'm going to show you how to install these T-nuts, 4 little spikes. These are those decorative bolts. Got the Allen head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace these screws with the T-bolts. And the reason I'm doing this is because when you repeatedly put screws in and out, you weaken that hole that the screws are using. You weaken all that wood that's in that hole that the screws are using to grip onto. So now what I'm going to do is in this part is where I want the T-nuts. So these T-nuts are 1/4 inch, 5/16 is the size bit that I'm using. That's the size you need. You have to make the hole, even though they're 1/4 inch, you have to go a little bit bigger to fit this piece in there. So all I'm going to do is we're going to make those holes. As you can see, I have some other holes because this was a scrap piece of wood, but it's still good. I'll show you the process for putting these in. I know it looks confusing, but the 2 big holes, that's where I'm going. So what I like to do is I like to visualize how the piece sits in the van. So it attaches to the seat right there and comes this way. So I want the T-nuts to be on this back side. So that way when I screw this, I keep saying it, when I put the bolt in, it's like a bolt screw. That's why I keep saying screw and then switching the bolt. But anyway, when I put the bolt in from the front, it's gonna pull into this. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just go. Just wanna try to get the center part into your hole. You wanna try to make sure it's horizontal. Get your hammer. It's gonna go like this. So when this piece comes in, the bolt's gonna come through. So one thing I want to mention on these bolts, they're 1/4 inch, but like we could probably force this in there and get it to go. This is a 1/4 inch hole, but we want to go a little bit bigger because it's really not so much about gripping on this piece. It's about going through this piece and gripping into that. This is the process. I'm going to drill 5/16 holes there, and then that's how this is going to connect. Temporarily have this screwed in on each side. Not perfect, there are some gaps I think once I get the curtains on there, it's gonna be okay. As you can see, this is not looking good yet. Might have some trimming to do, but I wanted to get it up there so that I could make some marks of where I needed to do some adjustments. So tomorrow I'm gonna go out and try to pick up this same setup that I did with the T-nuts and do the same thing up here just to give it a more finished kind of look. And then I'm also considering doing a clear coat or a stain on this. So let me know what you all think. What's up? It's January, I think the 19th today. As you can see, I have my blackout curtains up. I'm excited about that. There's just snaps that are holding it in there. I think right now I only have like 3 or 4 per side. So I had never used snaps before, but they're really easy to use. I ordered the little snaps kit on Amazon. It was like less than $10. So that's always an option. One thing to be aware of though is that the snaps have 2 different size screws. So one side of the snap has a screw attached already for you for going into wood or whatever, and the other side you have to use the metal bending tool they give you. Pretty easy. I'm pretty happy with it. I need to do like one more snap on each side, but I wanted to do it while they were up so I could see exactly where the curtains were falling, because I did all this without having it in the van. I did it on the floor of my room, so I was actually very happy that it turned out really well. I did a slight overlap. I think I want to do a magnet in the center here, or maybe a couple magnets, or maybe I'll do it like a clip, a chip clip or something, or a binder clip or something to keep the two from opening up. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. These curtains are a really nice quality. They're thermal insulated. They're 100% blackout curtains, and I thought the tan would be a nice touch. It's not an exact match to the interior. I still need to steam it. As you can tell, I have crease marks from where it was folded during the shipping process, because I wanted to do some type of overlap. It kind of got a little weird here. I need to do some cutting and get with somebody who has a sewing machine. Thinking about maybe doing a grommet here so that it can lay flat, because I have another snap right here, and then I have a couple more snaps on the top, and they're just snapped into my header piece, which is this piece, which covers that little indentation of the van. And then I just have these decorative Allen head little decorative bolts. So now I have separation. I've been getting some good ideas from YouTube, so thank you YouTube and all you creators out there who are doing the same thing I'm doing, building a minivan camper conversion. Another shot of the dresser that I collaged. If you're interested, drop me a comment.